How's it going, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I had to reset the sim, as always. Well, this time around, because I was last night I was playing around with 24, and so of course I'm still trying to even out the playing field to be able to swap through each sim without any issues. So she was a little cranky, but we are here in Charlotte, and just gonna take a little hop down to Myrtle Beach. I won't try not to be up here too long tonight. I'm kind of tired. It's been a long day. So let's get this thing cranked up and get up in the air, and then we'll start talking. Do I feel like doing SayIntentions tonight? I don't know if I'm in the mood for SayIntentions. I think we're just gonna chill tonight. Alright. Yo, Nate, what's up, my man? How you doing? Pre-flight is complete. Hey, 4-2. Seatbelts are fastened, no packs on board. All avionics are off. Yay. Circuit breakers are all in. Landing gear is down. Flaps are up. Cow flaps is open. Lights as required. We'll go ahead and set to the fullest tank, which they're both the same, so we'll just go left for now, and we'll go battery and alternator on. Let's prime the pump. And get it cranked up. She does that still. That's okay. I'm still working on that coding to get that working, but technically it's supposed to be off. And then turn it back on. But it works. Let's get some air going on in here. I was talking with Glenn the other night, and he corrected me on something, and I appreciate it, Glenn. So originally I had all of them off and running off the avionics switch, but then he made a valid point. The JPI should come on with the battery so I can monitor the engine during startup, so I know what's going on. So I had to go back in and change that back around. So now the JPI powers up with the battery switch, and then the G5 and the 750 or the avionics comes on with the switch. I think what I'm gonna do next is I want to do like kind of a fade in type of deal. So when it powers up, instead of it just kind of just being there, you know, it actually kind of brings itself in, fades itself in a little bit. So that'll be something I'll be working on soon as well. Alright, let's get that light off there. So, short trip tonight, 136 nautical miles. Like I said, I'm not going to play with SayIntentions tonight. Like I said, I'm tired. I had a long day. So I just kind of wanted to do a quick stream and just kind of hang out with y'all for a little bit tonight, if that's okay with y'all. She's acting sluggish. There is a huge delay. And I wonder if it has something to do with the change I did. I don't know. It should be. Let me see. Let's see if the mouse makes a difference. Nah, she's just lagging. She's just lagging. Okay. That's the one thing that bothers me is anytime I go over to try to tinker with 24, every time I come back to 2020, I start having issues. And I don't like that. I've worked very hard over the last couple years getting 2020 to run smooth, and every time I try to step foot into 24 just to see what's going on, the minute I come back over here, it's a problem. So whatever. I got it up here on the Navigraph. I'm gonna track out on the 140, and we just gonna make it do what it do. How about that? I don't know what winds are. Nothing. Can I at least get? I'm not even getting no touch functions on that. That's weird. You know what? Hold on 1 second. I bet you. Because I had that other, I bought a HDMI touchscreen. Because I thought that would work better versus using SpaceDesk, because I was always having issues with SpaceDesk, but I think I found the reason why SpaceDesk was acting crazy. And I think since I've unplugged it and y'all bear with me, y'all. Hey Sass, how you doing? Where is my tab? There, no. Oh, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. I think my touch abilities have fell off because of that other screen. Oh, I want to go tablet. Tablet settings. That not there. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know why it's not. Okay, I did. Oh, I think that's what threw it off. Let me see. Settings. Systems. Where are you? Tablet. No. What is going on? Where are you at? If I remember correctly, you go under systems. There's focus, power, multitasking. Remote. Where is my... I can't seem to find it. We are having technical difficulties as always. I'm telling you, every time I go and try to play with 24, it's making me not want to mess with it. Cause this is crazy. Everything that I gotta go through. System. Right, that's where I'm trying to go. Why are you not? I tell you. I tell you. If it ain't one thing, it's another, ain't it? This is crazy. Where is the... Now all of a sudden I can't find it. Or it don't want to show up. Alright, you know what? Whatever. I'm too tired to even play with it anymore. 24. That's what the problem says. 24. I get my hopes up. Things seem like it's going good. And then when I try to come back over to 2020, everything just starts falling apart. So I had purchased an HDMI touchscreen to replace the Fire tablet in hopes of doing away with the struggles and issues I've had with SpaceDesk. And I did some benchmarks last night with 24 with the SU2 update, and for the most part everything was fine. Of course it would tank when I run the 750 and 650, but if I just had the 750 alone, it did alright. But of course 24 is still not ready for cardboard sim yet. So every time I come back over to 2020 after messing with 24, everything starts going out of whack. So I'm trying to find the tablet PC settings, and I don't know why I'm struggling to get it, because I think what has happened is when I plug that in, I had to set that up with that, and now all of a sudden I'm not getting any touch functions with the tablet, and I'm having problems trying to get my tablet PC settings, and it won't come up all of a sudden. Now it's just acting like press the Windows key, type settings, press enter, enter settings, click on systems on the left side. Well, that's what I've been trying to do. Settings, system, tablet PC settings. There's taskbar. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. We gonna keep it rolling. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not gonna worry about it. I got it on Navigraph, so it is what it is. Brakes are released. Let's get some taxi lights going, and let's get her trimmed out here. I don't know what the current winds are. Let me see. Yo, Crimps, what's up, man? Let's get winds real quick. Winds are 210 at 7. Okay. So we can go, where are we at? We we all the way over here. So we can go 1-8 left. Alright. So we can go 1-8 left. I hear that. Alright. Brakes are released. Let's ride. Brake check. Brakes are good. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this is crazy. So now my frame gen don't want to work right. This is, you know, I am about one more try with FS 2024, and I'm about to just call it a day with that, and just be 2020 for life, because I'm not about to keep dealing with this. This is stupid. It's really starting to frustrate me now. I don't have these issues until I start playing with 24. All right. So we won't take it all the way down. I appreciate it. I'm not too much worried about it. Not tonight. Like I said, this is just coming in and hang out with y'all for a little bit tonight. So it's not gonna be all the way authentic tonight. Man, if back in the drinking days, I would definitely have that on standby. But I put it down last year for good. Been doing pretty good with it, so it shouldn't be this complicated, you know? And I think it bothers me more because I see so many other people doing so well with 24. And it's just like my sim just doesn't want to, it doesn't want to accept it for, you know. Let me see, we got enough runway here. We'll take off here. Yeah, we'll take off here. Hey, 4-2, just real quick. You see how the color is on the oh, that thing is lagging bad. Jesus, that's way behind. But you see the markers, like the taxiways and like the textures of the actual taxiways and stuff, and how it looks so much like it looks fresh. That's what I was talking about, that conversation we was having about what I like about the taxiways, and that's what that is. It's like they just laid down some fresh paint. It's something with my setup, 4-2. I think it's just my setup. For whatever reason, my PC just doesn't like, it's like either you do 2020 or you do 24, but you're not about to do both. So I'm almost at a point of just saying I'm 2020 and let it be what it is. Cause this is crazy. All right, let's ride. She's lagging. She's lagging bad. Airspeed is alive. Let's get this baby off the ground. is coming up. Gears up, taxi lights coming off. Flaps are up, which is cool there. We will clear the runway here, and then we'll track out on the what is it, the 140, I think it was. Yeah, 140. Yeah, Nate, and you know, and I think that's what bothers me, man. It's the fact that I have actually invested so much energy into 2020. And I mean, don't get me wrong, when I was doing some test runs, you know, last night with 24 with the update, it was looking very, very promising for the sim. But I know it's not, you know, I knew it wasn't going to be ready, you know, for tonight. Like, I know I still got a lot of tweaking to do. But it just irritates me when I want to come back over to 2020 and it's almost as if 2020 trying to get it, it's like almost starting all over again. Where else I gotta go? 140. I mean, it looks nice for sure, you know. It's fine. Let's see, going 143. We need to go one. Y'all diver on. Go 1-4. I think I'm just gonna leave 24 alone until this is completely up and running correctly. I just can't do this. This is really like, it's got me all messed up. So let's go up to, see where we're headed, east. So we'll do even. So let's go up to 6,000. Well, that's what they do with everything 4.2. I mean, 2020 wasn't ready when it came out, but you know, that's they completely rebuilt the sim, you know, and it's a lot to factor in. So I know it's gonna take some time to get it, you know, working as it's supposed to. It just hurts me to the core because I was really excited about getting in, you know, after all the changes that I've done to the sim, in hopes to get into 24. It just really dampens my spirit when it comes to that sim. I 2020 runs perfectly fine on my, like, I've figured out all the problems that I have. I got them working right. It runs almost flawless. You know, at this point, I think I'm just gonna hang back until 24 is solid. It kind of sucks because I know a lot of guys were, you know, eager to fly with me in 24, but I'm gonna have to throttle back on it. I just can't see myself dealing with it anymore. Oh, there's a lot of things going on with 24. That's not. I still have to clean up the profiles. I still have to tweak my graphic settings, because the graphic settings that I'm running in 2020 I can't do in 24. 24 is a lot more, and that's the crazy thing about it too, because, you know, with the multi-threading and all that, I figured, you know, it would be able to handle everything I throw at it like I do 2020, but it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Like in 2020, I'm running everything maxed out minus shadows. 24, I gotta bring that thing all the way back. I mean, for like, you know, quick little, you know, little hops here and there for testing, like it looks good. Like I haven't done a full flight in 24 because the sim is just not completely ready to go for a full flight. But, you know, to take it up in the air around the traffic pattern a few times, fly over here, check that out, you know, it works out. But the minute I start trying to, and that wasn't, I mean, the way it ran, that's without any extra programs or anything in the background, you know, that's just 24, you know. So you start factoring in SayIntentions, you start factoring in you know, the 750, you start factoring OBS and this and that. I've noticed that 24 is way more GPU heavy than 2020. Yeah, there's definitely the flight model is different. I can definitely tell that, just how the plane handles, especially on rotation. I mean, in 2020 is not as bad as people say it is. I mean, you know, it's not X-plane, you know, which that's pretty much the real deal. Outside of the real deal, shall I say. But it's a lot better than FSX. No, I think 24 is direct 12 automatically, if I remember correctly. I don't think you can change that to direct 11. Well, looking at X-Plane 12.42, it looks pretty good, I must say. I think they did a lot better job with the graphics, because I think they knew that that's where they lacked the most. I mean, but X-Planes, they spend most of their focus on, you know, the flight model. You know, X-Plane is really more of a training sim, whereas Microsoft Flight Simulator has now turned into more of a game more than anything, and that's what really irritates me. I mean, I still gonna treat it as a sim, of course. I I mean, it looks amazing. But it's just all the extra stuff, man. That was the one turnoff for me from the very beginning with 24. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I know X-Plane, you know, X-Plane 10 and 11 graphics was garbage. I mean, and to get it to look good, you know, you had to dump a lot of money, you know, into orbit sceneries or make your own just to have something better than the default. But like I said, I've been watching videos here and there, and I know Nate, you know, he flies X-Plane. As a matter of fact, Nate, are you flying 11 or are you flying 12? I can't remember which one you're flying. I know Fox Tree, he does X-Plane. My buddy Rob, he does X-Plane. Okay. Yeah. 4-2. Go when you get a chance, go over to Nate's channel, man, and check out the scenery. And like X-Plane 12 is looking pretty good, man, for scenery. I think, well, you know, I think when it comes, if you're gonna match up out the box for scenery, Microsoft Flight Sim has that all day. I think we all know that, whether you're an X-Planer or you're a regular, you know, Microsoft Flight Simmer. Flight model, we all know that X-Plane takes the win on that one. Hey Travis, how you doing tonight? Now, when it comes to add-ons, I think X-Plane has, I think they're catching up, you know, in a sense of, we have the flight model, so we have Flight Sim Beat on that. Not only do they have Flight Sim Beat on the flight model, but they also have Flight Sim Beat on multi-monitor support. And for people who are heavy simmers like us, multi-monitor support is a big one. Now, thank God that at least they gave us the little bit of multi-monitor support that we do have. And through tests and trials, you know, some people have been able to learn how to manipulate things, and, you know, it's a trial and error type of situation. I mean, but once you get it going, you know, Flight Sim is still awesome. I want to get to 24, but like I said, it's too many problems for me. And like I said, maybe it's just my setup, which still kind of throws me off, because it's not like I'm running a, you know, a low end, you know, PC or anything like that. I mean, I'm pretty much top of the line, and I built my PC based off the specs and what was needed, and I knew what I wanted to get out of it, so I made sure I went all the way, and then just throttle back one notch. But I'm really thinking about getting a 4090 instead, because one thing that I was noticing with I appreciate that, Crimps. I'm trying to get it there, man. Little by little. I done lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the 4090, yeah. So oh, that's what's up, Travis. Congratulations, man. You're looking forward to the group flights. You haven't been missing much of the group flights because there haven't really been nothing lately. Just a light. I think light kind of slapped all of us in the face a few weeks ago, and I think we've all just been kind of too busy or just too wore out to do that. Now, I know a lot of people are, you know, focusing on 24 and getting 24 off the ground on their end. I'm gonna leave it alone. But getting back to the graphics card though, so when I was tinkering with 24 last night, one thing that I noticed, and mind you, like I said, this was just 24. This was no add-ons. This was no nothing. This wasn't OBS. It was just the sim and avionics or whatever. And I was capping at what, 15 and even snagging 16. Like, my whole VRAM was locked up, and I didn't even have 24 settings set to all the way up like I do in 2020. So that lets me know, I mean, even with the quote-unquote multi-thread with this new update, it's still a GPU hungry system, which is fine. But 16 gig, like, I don't, with everything maxed out on 2020 the way I have it set, I don't think I might touch 10 or 11. The only time it really starts getting crazy if I get into like heavy scenery areas like LaGuardia and New York City. But I downloaded those heavy add-ons to really make the scenery look good. So that's why it really bogs down. But even still, it's flyable. Like, in 24, I could barely even get off the ground with those settings. So knowing that, it's like, okay, well, eventually I would like to get to 24, so let me go ahead and future-proof it. I mean, it would really be nice to be able to snag a 5090, but for $3,400, that's just not it's not that serious to me. I mean, I'm serious about my flight sim, but I'm not serious to drop $3,400 for a graphics card. No way, not happening. To be honest, Nate, I have no idea. I don't check my frames in 2020 because when everything is working like it's supposed to, it doesn't really matter to me. The way it's running right now, I mean, I'm probably right around the 30. I'm probably playing around 28, 30 frames right now. Like I said, it's fly, but that's because I was messing around with 24 last night. So we'll see. Now, when the sim is actually doing what it's supposed to do, I'm probably chilling at 60 frames with frame gen and everything. So I think this will be the official I'm not right, exactly, Nate. Ain't nobody doing that. Turn in just a little bit. Matter of fact, let's check. Check weather down here at Myrtle real quick. 230 at 4, visibility is 10. 2989. We'll be landing runway 18. So it'll be a straight in. Alright. Like I said, I mean, there's a guy a couple of hours from me, and his whole business is set up on doing trade-ins with what you have, and his motto is kind of a, you know, he wants everybody to have the opportunity to be able to upgrade and not lose an arm or have to sleep on the couch, or, you know, have to sell their car or something crazy, you know. So he does trade-ins, and all of his, he benchmarks everything he had prior to reselling. And so I'm thinking I might end up just going that route with him. 'Cause it'll end up saving me some money on the back end. I'm just gonna load up the 4080 and take it down there and swap it out for a 4090, and just pay the difference, which I think right now I'll probably end up coming out of pocket like maybe like 500. So that ain't bad. I could do 500. I can't do 34. It's insane how much they want for that graphics card, but people are buying it. But then of course some people are buying and then they marking it up and try to resell. Yeah, exactly, Nate. But you know, the one thing I can say though is, when it comes to this hobby of ours, I know when I was getting back into it, because like I said before, my first sim, man, I had dumped so much money into that simulator. It was ridiculous. Like I knew I was well over $9,000 into that sim when I was building it, and I wasn't even scratching the surface. Like I wasn't even halfway done with the build. That's how much money I had put into that, you know. So I knew when I was gonna get back, when it was time to get back into the sim scene, I already had in my mind made up that I was gonna see how far I can go in building a sim and spending the least amount of money as possible. Some things you're gonna have to spend money on. I knew that, you know, like the TVs and the PC, and, you know. But as far as everything else, you know, I've seen people dump money into their sims, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we've had this conversation plenty of times in the past. You know, if you got the money and you can do what you could create a plug and play sim for yourself, then by all means do it. But if you got that type of responsibility like some of us have, you gotta kind of look at things from a different perspective. You know, cause from the last time I was in the sim, that was 2011, 2012. So I had been out of the game for a while. I just bought that TV for $198 instead of $250, so I'm glad I said. Oh, there you go, 4.2. 4.2 about to be in business. You know, coming back into the scene around 2020, 21, I think I kind of started waking up around the 2020 time frame, but I think I actually started the process of this build in 21, if I remember correctly. 21 or 22, somewhere around there. And you know, with all the technology and software that's out there now, you know, it amazes me how far you can build whatever you want and not break the bank. That's the beauty of it. And that's why I try to inspire everybody here on my side. You know, it's, you ain't got to go broke to build these things, man. Have fun with it. It's a hobby. And at the end of the day, the functionality is what's more important. Some people like the pure one-to-one aesthetics of a cockpit, and that's fine too. I just try to get it to look as close to what I like to fly and let it rip. And that's what it came about. But like I said, I knew most of my money was gonna go into the electrical side of things. Like I said, the TV, the PC, because I wanted to make sure I had enough to handle everything that 2020 had to offer. Let's turn in some. Like I got a crosswind here that's pushing me out of the way. Well, that's amazing, Nate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I congratulate you on that. I mean, a year ago, and to see where your sim is at right now, not knowing anything about flight sim, you did good. Oh, it definitely will. It definitely will. Yeah, you doing good for it too. And like I said, I mean, you see $450, $500, and you're almost, like you said, almost on a complete enclosed sim. You know, once you start, you know, building the frame and doing all that. But like you said, you already got your PC now. You got your upgrades on that. You got your 3 TVs now. You got your all your panels. You already got your yeah, you got your panel made. You got your radios, all, you know, your avionics and all that stuff. You got the sim. So, you know, you're pretty much there, man. You got a few more dollars to spend though, you know. But for the most part, like you said, the hard part is almost done. Well, there you go, 4-2. Seeing is believing. Dreams do come true. I think sometimes people overthink. They overthink this thing. You know? You know, a lot of people look at us guys up here on YouTube and these flight sims and all this other stuff and think like it's out of their reach, and it's really not. It's really not. It's really not hard to build these things. I mean, shoot, look at 4.2 for instance. Like he said, he's about no more than 500 into his already, and he's all he gotta do is just pretty much put it all together at this point. Shoot, you can grab a lawnmower and make that in a day. Or go DoorDash. You can DoorDash for a couple weeks and get that money up. Well, of course, but I mean, even still, I think most people who likes flight simming and has the dream like you have to have an enclosed still thinks in their mind that it can't be done. That would be cool for too. Start your YouTube channel on your 172 build. Something about time to get back into the hangar and do some more housekeeping. My window frame is slowly starting to depreciate. I think what's gonna bother me the most when I see everybody flying in 24 and I'm still like 2020 for life. I mean, I don't have nothing negative to say about 2020. I know a lot of people that's in 24, you know, they looking at 2020 like, oh, that's so dated now, that's old news. Hey, call it what you want. Now, I was just talking to 42 earlier, and I'm like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't break it. And every time I try to touch 24, it breaks 2020. So I think I'm just gonna stay over here with 2020. If I be the only one in 2020, then so be it. I'm riding 2020 till the wheels fall off. Now, if in the future what I might end up doing, I don't know, maybe when I hit the lottery or something, or give me an OnlyFans, I'll build another sim from the ground up, and that one will strictly be 24, and this one will just stay 2020. I need to find that. Man, people be making money over there on OnlyFans. Don't sleep on OnlyFans now. I need to find that page where like people had those weird fetishes and sell pictures of my toes or something, you know? Then I can go and build another PC, like get a 5090 card with what is it? This what's the new AMD card? That's what I'm talking about, Crimson. I'm not talking crazy. Hey, Nate, don't sleep on it, man. People out here making money off of those weird fetishes, man. It's crazy to me. I gotta find out what people like and what I have available. Shoot, I have my toes all over the place. Right, I mean, because the only people that's really getting 59s are people that either they only buying them to resell, or, you know, to upsell, obviously to make money. Which, of course, you know, everybody did that when the 4090s came out. Or you got people who their parents are rich and they just buy them whatever they want. Or you got some. Now, here is something which is loony, but I have heard and I've read through some forums before in the past that there are people out here that will go to like errands and like Rent-A-Center and do a rent to own on a graphics card. Do you understand? Like, think about that for a second. Let's say you go into Rent-A-Center and say, hey, I want to rent a 5090 card. And they say, okay, we got a brand new one. Now the card already retails for $3+, right? By the time you get done paying on that graphics card, you will have paid double plus interest. You mean to tell me that you are willing to spend in excess of $6,000+ because you don't have the money up front to get it, or you don't have the credit to put it on a credit card or something like that? So you go do a rent to own option on a graphics card. It's insane. Insane. Okay, so we just follow this road. This road will take us right on by follow this road all the way out. So the airport is just to the right of that. Yeah, I think the next build is gonna be epic. I don't think the next build is gonna be made out of cardboard. The next build is gonna be something serious. That's the fact. Go ahead and start bringing her down a little bit. Right, Nate. Oh man, I don't know, maybe 4.2, maybe. Who knows what the future holds? Just know that the next build is going to be insane. We'll start stepping her down here. 500 feet a minute. And you know what's even more crazy for it too is if I were to do like a real shell, I would hope to get like find one that's not completely gutted. You know what I'm saying? Like actually have a plane that the original gauges are still in there and stuff like that, because I would take all the real gauges and then rewire them into mobiflight, so to actually have real aircraft gauges working in the sim. And that can be done because I've seen it done before. It's gonna take a lot of work, but it'll be worth it. Like that project, like I'm almost tempted to, I don't even know if I make a whole nother YouTube channel and just devote that strictly to that build. Or I would just continue to add it on to this one. And that's just gonna be a whole series all by itself, separate from this one. Cause I'll still be flying this one while that one's being worked on, you know? Oh, I'm not getting rid of this one at all. Oh, you're saying just keep everything up here. Speaking of a YouTube channel, I had one with 449 subs. I took most of the videos down because they were ridiculously embarrassing. They were from years ago that I posted once I created the channel. 42, as a content creator, you never delete your content. Your content is what tells the story, man. That's what tells your story. And then you can go back years later and look at it like, oh my God, look at my first video. Like cause I have 3 YouTube channels, truth be told. I literally bought a tiger costume when I was like 11, recorded myself putting it on and got 26,000. What? And you deleted it? That's crazy. You gotta keep all that stuff. Oh, okay. I appreciate that, ICR. How you doing tonight? Alright. We're bringing it in and bringing her down. We got the runway in sight. We'll be landing runway 18. And look at Myrtle. When the last time I go to Myrtle? I was in Myrtle earlier this year. That's crazy. Man, you better start buying some costumes and get to putting them on. Sounds good, Seth. Appreciate the trolling tonight. That's good to hear, ICR. You're just kind of hanging out tonight, nothing crazy. But that's the thing for it too. You know, me and my wife, we talk about that all the time. You know, in today's world, I'm coming in way too hot. People want to see stupid stuff. People don't want to see real stuff. They want to see fast, like WTF stuff. And I mean, if you got it, I mean, you literally posted 2 videos and got over 50,000 views. I don't think I think across all 3 channels that I have, I have 1 video that hit like 18 or 19,000. If y'all looking at me and trying to figure out why am I going this way, I'm trying to bleed off some speed and a little bit more altitude because I misjudged coming in. There's the strip. You don't know how many times I've been down here. Gosh, I've been down here so many times. I could pretty much tell you almost every building down here. Alright. Yaw damper is coming off. Speed checks gear is coming down. Taxi lights is coming on. Speed checks. First notch flaps coming in. All those baseball fields. All right. Second notch flaps is on their way. Ooh, that wind is pushing off the coast. I'll tell you that for sure.
500.
Pushing. Alright, gears down and locked. Flaps are down. Cow flaps are open. Proclamations full wrist. We are on the fullest tank. Lights are set. Let's bring it in. We are low. That's alright though, we'll hold it here. There we go. Oh, this wind is crazy. Alright. Bring the power out just a little bit. Yeah, she's windy. Oh. Come on, baby. Oh, I did it again. 2 flights in a row. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Wind, 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 pushing, pushing, pushing. Pushing, where are we going? We're gonna get off here. Alright. Flaps coming up, landing lights and strobes are coming out. And we are here on Bravo 3. With the left on Bravo. And that'll put us right over to G. Yep. Yo, I really like the effect that they have, like when you're on the taxi, like when you're taxiing. And I got mine set to random. But like when you hit like a bump or like a crack or something like that in the taxiway or whatever, you can feel the thump, you know, in your seat. That's pretty cool. I don't know what I was doing with my life not having these. I should have had these a long time ago. You know, and that's another thing too. You know, to kind of piggyback off the conversation that we was having before. You know, it's all in research and figuring out alternatives so that you can stretch your dollar and get more out of it. Like a basic butt kicker and the soundboard is what? By the time you buy both of those brand new, you're like what, $200-300 in? I literally bought 2 butt kicker, non-butt kicker brand, because the butt kicker is nothing but a transducer, which we all know that. So I bought 2, and the sound module for about I'll say after tax, probably about $120. Oh, that's crazy, ICR. Yeah, those Daytona BTS ones, man, these things are beasts, man. Looking at the pictures, I had no idea they were this big. You know what I'm saying? Like they are some beefy fellas. Y'all want to look at airliners? Y'all want to look at some? No, we're gonna look at airliners. I don't feel like looking at those generic GAs. Let's slide over here. Hey, you put 4 in that joker. I know that thing is rattling you to death. Oh, it's a wrap. I agree with you. I don't know what I was thinking by not having these things in a long time ago. It's just one of those things. Like, I always knew I wanted them, but once again, that was kind of a situation where it was, I didn't know, I knew of butt kickers. That's all I knew, right? So every time I looked at the price of a butt kicker, I'm like, I just can't see spending money, that type of money, for that to do that. So when I finally got to the point where I'm like, well, I want to add some more realism to the sim. Now that I'm a little wiser in the game, I'm like, okay, a butt kicker is nothing but a transducer. Let's look up transducers and see what that's all about. So I started lurking, and then I found this one guy on YouTube who I don't think he had the BTS ones, but he did get like some Daytona pucks. And he was talking about how, yeah, this is the same thing as a butt kicker, and it rattles. And I'm looking like, why do I feel like that's a gimmick? Like, you just trying to get me to buy something off your Amazon shopping cart so you can get your 10%. But nah, man, it's real. It is real. And saved a whole bunch of money. And now me and the co-pilot both can get the shaking. So like I said, the next biggest thing for the sim for me is gonna be either force feedback, rebuild, or I'm just gonna motorize the alpha yoke so that in autopilot it moves just for looks, if anything. Motion is on the checklist, but it's the last of the, that's down there. Okay, let's get this baby shut down. Yo, Jose, how goes it, my man? Let me see here. After landing checks, all that is straightened out. Boat engine hatch actuators work. I know a lot of people, like, if you have like a very small, like, single seater type setup, a lot of people use windshield wiper motors. Those are very, very inexpensive. You can go to the junkyard and snatch those out and have all 3 of them ready to rock and roll for less than $100. I would just take a little 12-volt battery with you to test them in the yard. But I know a lot of people use those. But for something with some weight like this, I need something. Well, so Dragon sent me the link of, I think, the one that he used, or at least the company that he uses with his. And the motion kit that I want, there, it's not an actual platform. It's actually, it's just like, it's linear actuators. So it comes with 4 of them, and then, you know, the software, and, you know, the power board, and all that stuff. And I was just gonna stick, you know, an actuator on all 4 corners, and, you know, that'll give me, you know, a 3-DOF system, you know, pitch, roll, and heave, which is more than enough for what I'm trying to do. But that kit is like 20, I think it's 24 or 2500. So we'll probably just say 26, 27 after taxes and all that. All right. Let's shut this thing down. Avionics is coming off. Electrical is all off. Mixture is coming out. Magnetos is off. Battery and alternator is coming off. And that is that. Oh, well, that was a chill flight. Not the greatest, of course. Now I gotta sit up for the next couple hours and find out why she's crying. Well, I know why she's crying, but I gotta make her feel better. So I'm gonna be messing with that over the next hour or so. No, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm about to grab me something to eat and take myself to bed. What I'm about to do. It was a hard 8-hour day today. So for tomorrow, tomorrow I plan on streaming. Tomorrow night I plan on streaming. So for those who would like to jump on board with me, I'll have the flight plan in the Discord. That's what's up, Jose. As a matter of fact, Jose, I was actually thinking, let's continue on where we landed the last time we flew. I want to do some more sightseeing down there in your area. Yeah. Yeah, let's do something down there. Stretch it out about an hour or two. Cause tomorrow I got a light load. I got 3 clients to take care of tomorrow, and then I gotta go do a quote for a potential customer. And that's it. I gotta have all that knocked down and be home by probably about 1. So that's great, Jose. Yeah, just make that and just throw it into the, you know what to do with it. I gotta make me I gotta make another video on the air manager setup I got going on. Amir popped his head in and commented underneath that it was something that he always wanted to do too, so he wanted me to do a video. So I got to make a video for that. And I think what I probably end up doing is just kind of doing a quick walkthrough. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. Like I said, a long day. I do a quick walkthrough, and then what I'll probably end up doing is posting the scripts in the Discord. So anybody that's running Air Manager and wants to do what I'm doing, it's just a matter of just grabbing the scripts, dropping them in, and kind of be a plug and play system. Later, Nate. Have a good one, man. Enjoy your company tonight. Okay, Jose, that's what's up. I'm gonna have to make sure that when you stream, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the stream afterwards. I do that a lot with my videos. After I get done, I'll go back and watch them. Not just for editing, but just to watch them. So, that's about it, y'all. I'm tired. I don't think I got nothing left in me tonight. Like I said, it was just gonna be a short hop anyway. So it look like tomorrow we are going over to Mexico. It was a hot one today. Made me think of you, Jose. It was 90. I think it peaked at 94 degrees today, man. I'm like, we ain't even hit summer yet. This is crazy. But anyway, I see the love. Love y'all back. Yeah, it was a hot one today, man. We was cooking today. I ain't sweat like that in a long time. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this thing on down. Grab me a little something to eat, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow night, right back here. I enjoyed y'all. Love you guys. Cardboard Sim. I'm signing out.